Hey man, we got some Detroit Pistons fans that's pushing for the Pistons to draft Bronny at 5. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. I think it's more of a troll at the NBA. For them, messing us over in the draft. And also some people might think, well, LeBron want to play with his son. Now, LeBron said, playing with his son has fell off the priority list. Like, it's not really high on this list. That's because, in my opinion, probably because he'd rather stay in LA. You hear the Lakers are willing to draft Bronny just to retain the rights to LeBron James. Now, Bronny James, they had listed him as 6'4". In college, they always lie about their height. They say everywhere he's played at, he's been 6'4", and he measured at the NBA Combine at 6'1". So, but he did have a over 40-inch vertical, 40 and a half. He shot the ball well, and a lot of people say, well, you only in the league because of your father. And I think as a father, you want to help your son, but also he got to deal with that entitlement. And, when Austin Reeves made the comments, about from a lot of people, believing that he was on the NBA roster, the Clippers, because of his father and having to deal with that resentment in the locker room. He was speaking from the perspective of, Bronny James should paint his own path. He should go his own route and not play with LeBron. And they all got mad at Austin Rivers for saying that, oh, shut the F up, and but it was an honest take. Can't nobody say they've been in that position but Austin Rivers. It's very few. He knows what it's like to play with your father or play for your father. He know the resentment and how people feel in the locker room. They gonna feel the same way about Bronny. Oh, you in the NBA because it's your father. You only on the team because of your father. You want to deal with that type of hate. You got hate coming within the locker room before you even become a man, before you even, you got that hate. He got all these NIL deals and all this type stuff, and people say, the rich get richer, and that is what it is. So I think LeBron kind of like heard what Austin Rivers said, and he should have just let him, blaze his own path. But, in the black community, it's looked down upon you when you had help from your parents or your grandparents, when they leave you money, when they leave you a house, when they buy you a car, you got graduation gifts, your tuition is paid for, you go to an upper echelon school or private school. That's looked as deductions in the black community. Unfortunately, they glorify the struggle. They glorify being poor, poverty, food stamps, WIC, welfare. They glorify that. When you come from that, it seems that it makes you more of a black person. When you were proper, you had parents that was hardworking, that provided things that the average black kid didn't have in the hood, then it seemed to be, held against you. It's backwards. You know what I'm saying? It's backwards. And that's why you got guys that come from where Bronny come from the suburbs and all that, upper echelon suburbs. And they want to be hood. They want to prove that they tough, and part of that is just being teenagers, and part of manhood. I'm just as manly as you. But also it's part of that rap community that make people think this is where you got to be. And it ain't heading nowhere but a one-way street to hell. So, and any other company that hire their kids, look at the Pistons organization. A bunch of they, family members hired up in there. They don't speak on that a lot. So I don't have an issue with it. You want to help your son get in there? I mean, it's like Chrysler, GM don't do referrals no more. Any job doing referrals to get your family up in there, get your friends up in there, family and friends discounts and all that type stuff. That's all it is. That's all it is. So, but it's just ultimately about trolling the NBA and basically putting the middle finger up to them. I mean, what next year? We get the number one pick next year. We drop to 14 to 13. Fuck it. At some point we need to fire back. I'm from drafting Bronny at 5. I don't really plan on really covering the draft like that. I didn't have the time to cover the NFL draft. It was a little bit hectic, but the NBA draft, I don't really care. Nobody I care about. You know, guys in college, they was nothing. They was nothing special. I ain't see one special player in college this year. I ain't watched that much, but I watched some of the tournament. I was more interested and more intrigued by the female side of things. So don't mean a lot of these guys won't be terrific NBA pros, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world not to get the number 1 pick this year. It wasn't. You know. But yeah, I mean, draft Bronny. Who cares? You know, draft him. LeBron ain't coming to Detroit. Him and Cade wouldn't work anyway. But I like the part of draft trolling the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I like the part. Because they keep punishing the small market teams, you know, looking for money. If that's the case, just cut 80% of the league. Get it down to about 10, 15 teams. You know? We had the worst record last 2 years and end up with the 5th pick both years. That's never happened. The number 1 team has never fell to the 5th pick. No, but I could get Bronny. See what he can do. And like he gonna stay in the draft too. So, you know, he chooses to stay in the draft and he chooses to do that, so be it. So be it. Me personally, probably think he need to go stay in college. But his game might be suited more for the pros. So LeBron know what he doing. He know what he doing. But he got medically cleared and, you know, he shot the ball well at the combine and all that. But, you know, if it's not about playing with his father, my whole thing is this. They should just let him develop as a young man. That's what I feel. They should let him develop as a young man. You know, you feel like you got to walk your father's footsteps. It's basketball or bust. And that's the one thing that's another thing. You know, I feel like a lot of these guys should be able to choose their own path. And maybe he wanted to hoop. That's in their family genes. He probably would have been an excellent baseball player. An excellent football player. A lot of times, you know, especially in the black community, it's either basketball or football. You don't know if your kid could be great at chess. You don't know if your kid could be a great doctor. You don't know if your kid could be a great baseball player. No, we don't never know. We don't try new things. Be the next Tiger Woods, could be the, you know, whatever, but it is what it is, man. But let me know what you girls and guys think, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description, hit the link tree. Find me everywhere. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Peace.